Okay, well, greetings, blade lovers who may not know what these knives are, or you may. I figured I do a good number of Civivi, Bestech, Kaiser, etc., all the pretty well-known name brands in the production knife world, that I was perusing the catalog that I keep for my collection, and I said, well, I wonder if anybody knows about YStart or CH or Browse or Dagger. I have done reviews on each of these individually, so you may already be educated by those videos, or you may possess one or more of these. But here we go. These are 10 knife brands that you may not have heard of. And I say may not. So you may come right back at me and say, yeah, I've got 5 of those or whatever. But they are sort of non-standard. They are knife brands you don't hear the names of that often. So let's get started, because I've taken on a big project here once again with a collection video that's got 10 knives. So bear with me, may run long, and also bear with me that I may not dwell a lot on each of these blades. We're going to begin in the upper left with Shielden Knives BOA. Shielden is quite new to the market, as far as I know. They are improving on their knives because some of them are a little on the maybe undeveloped or more crude side if you're used to like looking at a Civivi, or even some of the work that Dagger Designs and Petrified Fish is doing lately. But this is an interesting knife nonetheless, kind of an extended point tanto with a clip point tanto, multi-layered G10 in various colors that you can see, exposed liners, pretty hefty liners, and a smooth action on bearings, and good weight relieving in there. Again, all the specs are on the individual reviews, so pull up any one of these on my channel and you will have the full review with all the ups and downs. It's a flipper with a moderate height tab that's jimped on the front. Action's quite good, detent's quite good. You can use the slot to open it with a thumb, or let's see, I don't want to cut myself. Yeah, can't quite, there we go, finger flick it out. But good size knife too. This is coming in at Shielden. Yeah, coming in at 3.82 inches. I'm using my crib notes. You probably, or you may or may not have a knife database. I've got lots and lots, so I do keep them in a database form with an app, and just kind of helps me manage what I got, what I don't have, etc. Not a deep carry clip. They sort of get dinged on their clips a little bit. Got a slotted lanyard hole. Certainly the clip works. It's got some good tension on it, and if you don't need deep carry, it's cool. The Shielden BOA. Moving on, something I just learned about not that long ago and did a review on this. This is the Ironfly brand, and this model is called the Zesty. So you got a Zesty fly. Yeah, I've had some of those I can't get rid of. Can't get them out of the house. Used to shoot them with elastic band guns. It's kind of a cool sport. Got an interesting reverse fuller, kind of a ridge down the middle on both sides, wire clip, and it came with an extra wire clip. So are they expecting us to snag or bend this? I don't know. I've never really had a problem with the wire clips. I kind of prefer them sometimes, and this is well done. This one is in a canvas brown micarta, which for the price point, I don't know what it came in, 50 bucks or so, maybe less, is certainly not bad. Got a nice little milling there and a relief for the liner. This engages very nicely. Got a little bit of a backspacer near the pommel. Have what, yeah, there is a glass breaker with a probably ceramic ball inserted. That's kind of cool for a budget knife. Neat blade shape, drop point, good size, and Ironfly. Never heard of it before. And I know in many cases these names come from manufacturers that are doing OEM work under other names. So if you happen to know, let me know. How about Brous or Brous? B-R-O-U-S. This is an unusual little knife. This is the Silent Soldier. And this is their import version, which is less expensive, has the molded FRN handles, reversible clip, and it's deep carry. And it's a neat little kind of either utility or last-ditch defensive knife that's got kind of a bow to the whole thing, but a Wharncliffe sheep's foot style blade, interesting swedge up there, kind of pinches in, and an interesting jimping that comes in 2 rows. That really grabs, let me tell you. And then, of course, middle finger in the handle choil area, first finger there, and you've got yourself a claw that isn't going to drop out of your hand very easily, you know. So cool little knife, thick. It is kind of a handful. Molded in, jimping on the spine of the handle. Lots of effective jimping on the blade, and lots of ways to hold it, you know. Utility hold there. Finger on the back there. Brous, Silent Soldier, there's their logo. And they make some higher end knives as well that are well up in the hundreds. How about Dagger Designs, a Russian company. This is reminds me a little of some Spydercos. Their trademark is the arrow point, the arrow blade on all of theirs, all different kinds of grinds. And of course their trademark is the screaming skull. You got to have it just because of that deep carry screaming skull clip, huh? Nice like bridge they make there for your lanyard out of the backspacer. This one happens to be in natural JG10 with a blacked out blade, kind of stonewashed blacked out blade. D2 on this steel, D2 by the way on the Silent Soldier. I always do this, backtrack a little. VG10 on the Ironfly Zesty, and I think it's going to be, let's see, this is the BOA, and by the way the designer is Django, and I'm not sure of the steel. I am going to guess that it's D2. I'm pretty sure it's D2, so sorry for having to backtrack like that. Another look at the Dagger Designs, and didn't give you a name on the Dagger Designs. That's what happens when I got a lot of knives out. It's the Sting, and it has a 3.9-inch blade. Pretty cool. Nice jimping. Effective finger choil. If you don't reach too far forward, you can kind of pinch it. Ergonomically nice handle. plenty of length. Dagger Designs, Sting. All right. Moving on to a very fancy, pretty knife. This is the Spear by CH. So CH is another company that you may not have heard of. This looks like Timascus, but it, for the price point, which is I think 120 or so, it is an anode piece of titanium, and that is a solid titanium frame lock handle. Long blade, referring to my notes once again. It's a 3 3/4 inch blade. S35 VN, so kind of bumped it up a little bit here. Very cool, nice knife for the money. I mean, you're getting what looks to be like about a $300 knife here for, I'd say, in the 120 range, maybe 115. This came from White Mountain. Thank you, Justin. No, I bought it. There's a slot for your lanyard. Nice backspacer. I hate to call it jimping when it's that pronounced, kind of like a tread. And that will open fairly easily if you're not pinching the lock bar with a thumb. And you can middle finger flick it. Every knife's so different ergonomically that if it's got a back flipper, I just tend to use that. Neat blade, kind of looks like a creature with an eye. The Spear by CH Knives. Moving on down, we have a YStart knife, which beckons the question, why start? Of course. Interesting fuller with holes in it, kind of similar to what you see on some higher end knives from Microtech. So this is the YStart, and it's going to have only letters, LK, and numbers 5015. LK 5015. And I can't guarantee that all these are still in production. I'm going to attempt to give you links. That's usually a time-intensive process, but I'll do my best. Clip on this does switch, not deep carry, and it is titanium. So your whole handle is titanium. And what do we have for a steel on this? We have VG10. Not bad. And these are coming in, I'd say, also maybe a little under 100. I'm not, I can't recall the prices on everything. Sorry, folks, but maybe the links will help you out. Large knife, though. We're in the neighborhood here of 4 inches of VG10. Neat blade. Nice satin finish. Yeah, I'll call it a satin finish. Can't see the grinds really well, but could be satin, could be a bead blasted, partially satin. So I'm going to go to the left now. This is the Tangram. Tangram brand is made by Kaiser and is marketed heavily on Amazon. You may not be able to find them anywhere else. For, I think, about $30 on this one, you get a Kudo steel, which is a 440, Japanese 440 steel, supposed to be a pretty good 440 steel. You get an amazing drop, what do we call it, reverse curve drop point tanto. There's so much grind stuff going on there that you can hardly give it a name. Hollow in here. Almost, well, it's flat, but almost convex there. Good amount of steel. G10 handles. lanyard hole, and a deep carry clip that is switchable. These two holes straddles the lanyard, or side by side, whatever. Wide open construction with 2 barrel spacers there. Thin, contoured. What's not to like? You're going to impress people when you open this thing. That is the Rumble by Tangram. You should be able to still pick these up on Amazon, by the way. One of my favorites of the sort of off-brand is Nock, N-O-C. And I think Nock is somehow married to Stedman. So if you have Stedman, and Stedman's got some fancy knives lately, like $300 for some if you look at White Mountain. This one is in VG10, and it is the DT-03. This one came from Amazon as well, but you will find some Nock knives, I believe, up on White Mountain. Full titanium handle, VG10 blade. Looks a little like the Spidey Chef, right? Except for the top, having these angles. Not a true Wharncliffe, because there is a gradual belly to the blade. Huge hole for opening. Frame lock titanium all the way through. Titanium clip. Lanyard slot. And nice back spacer that is branded. So this is Nock Knives Tangram DT-03. There it is. Kind of interesting. It's a deceiving knife. It's got a 4-inch edge. Although if you measure from here, you're not going to get 4 inches. But it's got a full 4-inch edge that pretty much drops below the finger line. So if you are doing food prep, you got lots of room. We're getting along. I may speed things up a little bit. SRM, also marketed as Sanrenmu, and this is the Asika. This is a lot of knife for the money. I think these are coming in around $115 or so. You can check the current prices. Excellent file-like jimping on the blade. Elongated tanto. Titanium handle. And this is 154 cm. A large knife, a large flat knife. Probably less than ½ an inch across, as I recall, but you can check the review. Nice swedge on top of that tanto. Just a beautiful looking blade for the money. If you wanted something that looked like it's about $300, $400, except on those knives you'd probably get a titanium clip, but this is I feel a more useful clip, that kind of folded over steel clip. And yep, it's steel. Interesting the way it's put together here. So we got a Torx over there, probably a T8. Got a Torx, I think, one of these hiding underneath. These are the backstops for them, basically. They sort of fit a lanyard slot in there. Nice detailed millwork on the handle, which is otherwise flat and bead blasted. Nice satin blade. Full-size knife. As you get something fancy, and action is quite nice. I think I worked on trying to get this drop shut. It wouldn't quite. I'm assuming it's on bearings, given the materials. But sometimes you just got to work them in, and that one hasn't been. Last but not least, and I'm pushing it, we're going to go over 20 minutes, but what the heck. This is a Harns, And I think there's some Harns fans out there. This is the Assassin. So if you get caught with a knife that's got Assassin on the blade, you may not fare well. Maybe you could take that off. I don't know, but I sort of like it. This great action on Harns knives. Look at that. I gifted a Harvest Harns Harvest to the Knife Junkie channel. Bob really liked it. He's pretty amazed at the brand, which he hadn't seen before. Nice clip. Not quite all the way deep carry, not reversible. Nice mill work on the G10, blue G10. And gray blade, gray coated blade. Really neat. The Harns Assassin, that's a good sized knife too. Yep, nice jimping there. What's the steel on this guy? Because I keep forgetting. What is the steel on the Harns? 14C28N. So you got a Sandvik steel there. All right, let's quickly put them all back in place. Hope you're enjoying these collection videos. They are a little bit of work to put together, given the number and the amount of time that it takes to assemble them, and even more time later. Trying to find you guys the links, because people complain that I don't put the links up. So I've been trying to do that. If I don't get to it on this one, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. Okay, so if I can name them again, we got the Dagger Sting, we got the Ironfly Zesty, we got the Tangram Rumble, got the Shield and Boa. We've got the DTO3 by Nock. We've got the SRM, and I'm not going to give you the number again. We've got the CH knives, Spear. And we've got the YStart, the Harns Assassin, and the Brose Silent Soldier. There you go. 10 brands you may not have heard of. Hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Giveaway's been bumped up to 2,500 because we're getting close, and we're going to have a nice bigger giveaway at 2,500 subscribers. This Old Sword signing out. Be well.